All right, so let's check out Mr. Brook at World Championships, where I think, I don't want to say he sold, but I don't think he used all of his advantages. And we'll see that towards the end of the bout. So I'm gonna skip the first minute because nothing happens, and then they take away their passivities. But man, basically, yeah, like we could see before too. Abersold was basically limping, so he's clearly like perhaps a bit injured. And I feel like Mr. Brook could have used that to his advantage a little bit more. As you say, Brook is super athletic. And other than a few hand feints, we don't get too much. Right, just lots of bouncing, some 8. Oh, now we get something. Then something has to happen. So, then finally, right after a few 8 feints, we get a in, and then, right, so Abersold gets into distance. It's definitely too close. He pumps back, and Brook closes, and it's not even the most right. Just really good acceleration. So, and this is a concept. So I want if you have time to play with this at home, watch how it goes. If you go in the air, you de-weight yourself, and you get that push. You see, air push. By getting that, it helps you. So just play around with that if you're looking to get some speed. Right, going from static to push. If you can go from air to push, you actually end up being a lot faster. So having bouncy footwork is a lot less predictable. Then they're probably going to go to the next period. So super passive first period. Abersold gets a little too close. Brook punishes. We take those. And then note, Abersold is actually French grip, but he barely pommels. I barely saw him pommel that whole day. So now Abersold is really like trying to fluster Brook a lot more. And Brook's not biting at all. Whoa, so that was a really good feint. Stop yourself. Watch for the counter. So this time, similar action from earlier. But look at how far we start. And then the take blade is basically non-existent. Abersold just retreats a tiny bit. And it's not even the greatest retreat, but he's able to get. So right here, we're chasing in action. And because we're chasing too hard, we lose it. So right away here, super good opposition. Abersold's just not ready. Is this a good action? Yes, no, maybe, but Abersold just wasn't ready for this at all. Abersold now already like way more busy with the hand. So I deem this as unlucky for Abersold. Abersold's doing a lot of the work, and then Brook just takes his pot shot and catches them just a little bit off. Sometimes like too much is like not enough. There's a balance. If you give too much, you're basically just giving your opponent constant feedback on when he can go. If you don't give enough, well, obviously don't give enough. You're not extracting anything. You're not giving anything. You're not fencing. Ooh. So this was a little too far. So this one should have hit. They both stop. And then Brook hits. You see here, he's limping a bit, right? So this is, like, if you're in a final, I'm sorry, like, if your opponent's limping, make them move. Move them around. Make them work. That being said, Abersold, for a guy who looks like he's limited, he's giving everything he's got left. Ooh, fantastic. So here, Brooks just standing still. So right here, right? So he showed a big 6. 8, 6. Low for the 8. But then Brook really brings that arm back and just actually absolutely gets impaled. Again, notice the limp from Abersold. Like, Brook, man, you're in such good shape. Push, push, pull, push, pull. Force to follow. But see, it's a lot of just backing. And I found that the only answer that Brook found was just to throw himself at him. And he's panicking, right? He's not going on his time. He's not going on his time at all. So here, Abersold's just really showing what being more proactive and about is going to do for you. Get a little weapon switch, reset. Nothing wrong with that. That's always a good thing. Super risky. Right, so I feel right now, in my mind, from what I'm seeing, Brook doesn't really have, like, Abersold is not willing to be pushed back. So the only way Brook sees how he can gain that is by attacking directly right off. So here, right, and then because Abersold is the one pushing, right? Let's watch. He's the one pushing. Everything else that's happening, right? Anytime Brook's going to come forward, and now we're at the back. We're here. If anything that's forward is going to be very predictable. So I would say, when someone's really pressuring you, I would say don't always make that first impression right away in the middle. Vary it up. Usually you have 3 to 4 attempts before you get to the back. Give him an attempt. Vary when you're giving that attempt at your actions. But vary when it happens. Otherwise it becomes very predictable. Right, there we go. Now we're varying the distance. Or at least we're trying. Very nice flesh. There we go. And see now, because things were drawn out a bit, right, Abersold backs up, and that gives Brook an opening. So boom. Backs up. Oh, now's my time. Really well done. Could have been a double, but an awkward miss. Not necessarily a miss, but like a very good initiative by Brook. Now they're likely going to go to the break. If I was coaching Abersold, I'd be like, dude, you need to stay on his end of the strip, but be ready right in the middle. And then Brook, I'd be like, dude, you need you need to find a way. You need to pull that distance, brush back, get some commitments, get some initiative before you get to the back. Otherwise, you're going to get pushed, and it's not going to be fun. Just like that, third period. Oh my god, get rid of race piece. These things are so dangerous. Like, we can literally just prop those up behind. Anyway, sorry, this rant. So that was much more well done. So right, so now there's something being done. Boom, we try to push him back. We retreat. That our opponent thinks they have something, and that gives us initiative on what we want to do next. A lot of times I find that this, depending on the obvious situation, but the choice of action matters a lot less than when the choice of the moment. Oh, so now, right? So now it's just way too, like, look at that. Like, just the arm comes out so far back, Abersol just finds a moment, right? We're not, there's no, how can we grab the blade if we're all the way back here on just such a small feint? We're panicking. And see now, super committed. Nothing's happened. And we just yeet ourselves from way too far on our opponent's retreat. We don't have initiative. We don't have the epee priority, as it were. Bro's foot is hurting a bit. He's going to tie his shoe. So there, he doesn't want to be pushed. And now, like, obviously, I'll say, like, in any gamble, right? When you do these big actions right away, if you get them, you're an absolute genius. If you lose them, you look like a fool, right? So right away, 6 opposition. We both miss. So Brook isn't passed yet. It's a good hit. Obviously, we call video. You never know. Ah, and here, man, like, so now he gets it 2 times in a row. I would say both times it's nearly a double. Like, this is here, so this is gonna come back to bite us later. I think this is where he got the feedback that he could get away with this. A little bit too passive all the way to oh man, as I say that. So now obviously Ebersold, right? He hasn't been this down all bout yet, or pretty much. So now he's pushing and way too close. He gets caught up in Brook's blade game. Down 3 points. In my opinion here, all Brook has to do is move in and out, move in and out. He'll be fine. But he stays a little too passive and he takes a little too many gambles for my liking personally. And I don't think Mr. Brook is bad. Like I would hate to fence him. He looks absolutely annoying to fence and difficult. And I think right, he's gonna hang on to this lesson for a while. I see here, like we don't need to give that much commitment on the duck too. It's really smart by Abersold. Just draw out. Abersold eventually has to like send everything. Make him work for it. Don't give him something so easy. Oh, see here, we're just playing too hard. We're not fencing. Boom. Just like that. 1 point. Like this could have. This took like 30 seconds. This could have been a whole 2 minutes. Play to your position, and then we try to send it right away. You are more athletic and less injured. Play with it, and then here right away. Now we got a bout on our hands again.
To draw the attack, he does.
Right, all these short points, right? Just like that, we had so many moments that hyped us up, and now all of a sudden, life is hard.
Back level.
And now I'd like see again, short point validates our effort. I don't think like this is a miss by Abersold in my opinion. See, his tip's a little late, like it seems to have just fallen a little late to the party.
Ebersold must have a point to have a chance.
And then we rush the point.
A point to have a chance.
To be fair, he did miss this.
He's
And then
got
he
it.
gets it. Yes, this is good for sure. Right, so here, I'm just wondering, like, we've had 30 seconds. Not even a fencing time. And we were up 3, literally 20 seconds ago. And you see here, at least now there was an exchange. Things happened. We moved and we got that double we wanted earlier.
Nothing.
Like, Brook is so good here. And then I remember in the bout, while I was streaming, I commented, man, if Brook just yeets himself, it's done.
104 left in the clock. Just looking good.
And he does, right? And then just like the other hit before, Iversol keeps a bit better distance and sends it to the shoulder a lot better.
Oh,
And just like that. In my opinion, this was Brook's chance to be world champion. Obviously, like, is this a bad bout? Absolutely not. Do I think Brook will learn a lot from this? Absolutely. And Iversol, obviously, like, being congratulations, you're world champion, my dude. So overall, a good bout both ways. I don't think this is bad, but I think a lot of this was on Brook. It was Brook's bout not to lose, but Iversol had the gall and the tenacity to stand it. So, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will absolutely see you in the next video.